In all the time that I've been publishing Final Cut Pro videos, I've never seen anything as huge as this. It changes everything about searching for speech or footage in Final Cut Pro. It uses AI to recognize images and sequences of images, including words in the audio. Forget about needing to change file names so that you can find them later, or even setting up keyword collections. You type text to find scenes, and once found, you can ask for similar scenes. Even copy an image from Google or your photos to find similar images in your open Final Cut Pro libraries. This video will open your eyes to the possibilities. The software is called Jumper, and it can analyze any Final Cut Pro library or event, and once analysed, the library's information is retained for future use. And I suggest you at least have a look at the trial. The link for the free trial of Jumper is in the description below. So let's look at this library of an EV auto show in Darling Harbour, Sydney. I could have other libraries open and they'd all be searchable, but for simplicity, so you can follow what I'm doing, I'll concentrate on one library. I'll show you more about multiple libraries later in the video. Jumper is AI-based software that works on your computer. To be clear, it doesn't use the internet. All processing is local on your computer. And to do this, it uses Final Cut Pro's extension system, which means it works inside the Final Cut Pro interface. Just select the extension tab at the top left of your screen. You don't need to leave Final Cut Pro to use Jumper. It's part of the interface of Final Cut Pro. The floating extension window can be resized and can be located on a second monitor or even an iPad connected with Apple's Sidecar. And if you've got any issues setting it up, let me recommend the support team at Jumper. I have to really compliment the people at hello@getjumper.io. At the top floating window are the search and media tabs. To be able to search, your media needs to be processed by Jumper. And if it's previously been processed, then just type what you want to find. You'll see more about how the media is processed later in this video. The simple way is to just drag your library from the browser sidebar into the Jumper window. And when it's been processed, select the Search tab. In the center, you can search for visuals or speech. As you hover over each frame, you can, with the right-hand tab, find similar frames. To return to the original search, press the back button. The second tab lets you add to the currently open timeline. With the default method set in the settings, make a choice between Insert, Overwrite, Append or Connect. The left-hand tab selects the footage in your browser. However, that's mostly for use for Premiere Pro. For Final Cut Pro, it's best to hover on the clip in the Jumper window until you find the actual frame you want to add, and then click Add to Timeline button to add to your timeline. Here's that frame added to the timeline. And the tab to the right of that will allow you to set in and out points within that footage to then be added to the timeline by selecting the Add to Timeline button. There's a really useful feature which allows you to copy any image from Google or anywhere, even your photos. I'll show you how. I'll copy the steering wheel for my Photos app, paste it using the Paste from Clipboard tab to instantly get images of steering wheels from my footage in the current library. When I first saw this, my head was buzzing with possibilities. Consider, you know that there's footage of an object somewhere in your library. Rather than scroll through the library, just find a similar image on Google and paste it using the Paste from Clipboard tab. That's just brilliant. For me, the best part though is to be able to locate words from interviews that I've filmed. I can't tell you how time-consuming it is to search through hours of footage just to find the sequence where a certain word was said. But what am I saying? Of course you know how long. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't need this feature. So let's try. Change the tab from visual to speech. In my interview of the EV show, I asked the sales girl about the price. Just look, as soon as I typed, the different occurrences showed up.
$27,000.
She also told me about the range of the car. So that's how you search from all the footage in the library. To avoid the time it takes to process all your footage, you can be selective in what you ask Jumper to process, using one or many libraries. From here, this video gets into much more detail, but only if you need to. To explain, the reason to be selective is that in order to be able to search so quickly, the software needs to categorize the footage with what it calls processing. If you've got a lot of footage, processing can take some time. I'm not talking hours, but at least a good few of what feels like long minutes anyway. If you've got a lot of footage, you should choose as to what is processed before starting searching, or have it processed in your downtime. I've returned to the Media tab, and as I said earlier, you can have multiple libraries open. You can filter which libraries are searched by selecting the Filters tab. And here you can turn off libraries you don't want to search at the moment. I want to clarify for you the difference between searching and processing files. It's only processed files that are searchable. So this means, of course, that a file needs to be processed before it can search for the contents. And if you understand how Apple's Spotlight works, it's the same principle. You can nominate which files are processed with these tabs on the right. There's one column for visual and one for speech. You tick the appropriate box for those that you want to be processed. The blue Select All button at the top of the column will turn on or off all the buttons. And if you want to search within selected visual files, they can be turned on individually. It's like this, so only these files will appear in the search. So next, I've selected 3 files to process by pressing the Process Selection button at the bottom. You'll notice that the green tick shows when they have been processed, and the blue tick is now in the search column. You can decide whether to search that file or not by turning on or off that blue visual tick in the search column. And all of this applies the same to the speech column. When you turn off the search column, those processed files still show as green, so you can opt to turn them on for future searches. So to summarize, the blue tick in the visual and the audio columns means that the files are selected but not processed, and the green tick shows them when they have been processed. That's it. So now you've got enough knowledge to go out and get Jumper. If you're a frequent user of Final Cut Pro, you need it. The link to the free trial of Jumper is in the description below. Thanks for watching.